What is wealthy and free? Welcome again to another episode of the 1% in Recovery podcast, where we encourage you to laugh every day, work hard in recovery, work hard in your relationships, work hard in your job, your business, school, just work. And to love unconditionally. Just remember, just put much more love out there and you'll get much more love in return. Now, we encourage people to join the Facebook group Recovery Freedom Circle, where it is a community and people help each other understand the steps, understand recovery, ask questions, share their goals, their achievements, anything else that is actually worthwhile that we either want to celebrate or get clarification. Now, we will jump into this week's episode. Currently on location here in Barbados at the Sandy Lane Resorts. So you can see the crystal blue water behind me. You can also see the t-shirt, Wealthy and Free. Whole idea is to have a wealthy life and to be free of addictions. Because when you're free of addictions, that is true wealth. And we're not just talking financial, monetary. It is good to make money, have money, because it gives you the opportunity to have so much life and things to do or to see or to invest in, whether you pour back into yourself or into your family and others. But wealth to me first begins with health. They always say health is wealth. And that is so true. Because if you're not healthy, you're not be able to wake up each day, smile, pray, meditate, do yoga, walk the dog, make coffee, and embrace life, then it doesn't matter about how much money's in the bank. Because everything begins with your health, begins with your mind, begins with your soul, begins with being able to identify feelings, and it also begins with the physical ability to go running, work out, to have some type of movement. So understand why we get on this road of recovery. Because when you're an addict, you have no time for anything. Every day is a need to get high. And getting high is self-destructive, but it causes so many negative effects on your health, mainly just your mental and emotional self. That's why we say addiction's emotional. That's why they say that, if you have a clear mind and your mindset starts changing, you can overcome anything. Now, it's been now 25 years since my last bet. Over 27 years since my last drink. Yes, it's a daily thing. It doesn't mean I have zero possibility that I'll ever drink or gamble again. But the thing is, when I say it's a daily grind, it means it's a daily grind to identify your feelings, to praise God, to interact with your friends and your family. Be really kind to yourself, to your body, to your mind. It also tells you, what are you saying to yourself each morning? Which I always say, step one begins with our subconscious. We've got to talk life into our subconscious, meaning saying, I deserve recovery, I deserve love, I'm going to have a great day today. Figure out how you're going to bring harmony to your world so you can go and live and be in paradise. And then also to be able to come home, whatever home looks like to you. You've got to be able to create this each and every day. Always begins with emotions, and it always begins with your own spirituality. And then clearly right behind that is what are you telling your mindset? And then what are you doing in terms of exercise, movement, something to get the body going, to get those endorphins. Remember we talk about the pain hormone endorphins. That's why we exercise. Why do we hug people? Why do we interact with our pets and other people that we love? We need the bonding hormone oxytocin. which will then elevate our mood hormone, serotonin, and we're going to be able to accomplish goals, which means we're getting natural dopamine. I'm getting so tired of people saying about addiction as dopamine. Addiction is all of that. The inability to have any normal hormones being produced by your body and being isolated and cut off from the world, from your own well-being on what you want to do. So I encourage you, man, you've got to figure out how to be much more free. There is no greater gift than you can give yourself than the freedom from addiction. That you no longer have to bet. You no longer have to drink or drug or escape into any other way, whether it's a video game, shopping, sex. You don't have to do that. Start creating a life that you want to live. I mean, I just love my life now. I get to podcast, I get to sell 2 businesses. I have so many people that I get to love and love on me. I have these wonderful cats. I got all these wonderful things in my life, but I pay attention each and every day. Be there. To me, one of my character traits is empathy. How to be there for others, how to listen, how to take care. And the one thing that I've learned over time is how to be patient. God, I hated being patient when I was in early recovery or in addiction. I was so impatient. It was always, why were things moving so slow? And realize sometimes things don't move on your watch. They move on another timetable. But freedom is the way you define freedom, and you craft the life you want. And so to me, let's go back to what it says on the shirt: wealthy and free. And besides wealthy being about your own health, wealthy is about relationships. Wealth is about you get to pursue your passions, your purpose. And the other thing is you get to then obviously have opportunities to make money and keep money because you're not doing something stupid like gambling. And no amount of gambling is healthy. I'm going to repeat that for people. No amount of gambling is healthy. So I constantly discourage any, especially state agencies or governments, and I understand why casinos try to say that, just understand responsible gambling. There's no such thing as responsible gambling. There's no such thing as gambling as entertainment. It is destructive. It is a destructive event daily, which just creates anxiety, tension, frustration, and then when you lose money, you get depressed and you're angry. That's no way to live. I'd rather live in joy, contentment, love, laughter. So, we will have another episode here in Barbados as I interview some other people that have stopped gambling and living the good life. That life is wonderful. And with that, we're going to conclude this episode of the 1% in Recovery podcast.